Hey, Redemption City Church, it's Pastor Brandon, and I'm super excited to formally announce that we're going to be leaping and diving back deep into the Ephesians series, which is all about moving from our story into God's story day by day, faithfully becoming all that God's called us to be by knowing radically who we are in Christ. Now, we've been on almost a 4-month break because of my setback with my injury and complications, and I'm still working through that. I need your prayers, but because of God's grace, I'm almost at the point where we're going to get crazy in this book of Ephesians again. As a matter of fact, we're just a couple weeks away, so let's talk about that. And I figured, what better place to talk about this than the place that we've been recording the Ephesians series, right? Okay, so how are we going to wisely move the needle of our attention back into the Ephesians series? We are going to be going through what I'm calling the Ephesians series review challenge, okay? And the reason why I say challenge is because we're a society now where we don't like to review things. We don't want to hear the same thing more than once. We want instantaneous gratification. We want new. And so the challenge is going to be this. You ready? Lean in. How might God teach you new things and deeper things in something that you've heard before as you prepare to see and know all that God has for you in the second part and half of this Ephesians series? Okay, we're going to spend the next 6 to 7 weeks or so reviewing the first 17 parts that we've walked through faithfully as a church. We're not going to watch every single sermon all over again, but we're going to wisely be pulling out different principles and learnings and going back through them so that we are all on the same page before we leap forward into the rest of this book and what God has for us. Here's a couple other things you're going to be doing in this Ephesians series review challenge. You're going to have the opportunity, not just the responsibility, but the opportunity, hopefully glad opportunity, to invite one, if not two people that you're going to disciple through the Ephesians series review challenge. Don't get freaked out by the word disciple someone. All it means is, who are you going to invite? Who's someone, remember Ephesians part 1, who's attached to you in your life that you could say, hey buddy, hey bro, hey friend, I would love for you to be a part of our Ephesians series. In about 6 weeks, our pastor's going to be preaching the next new sermon on that. But for the next 6 weeks, we're going to be reviewing, and this is a cool time for you to catch up and to learn all about who you are in Christ, what God has to say about your identity, and what He wants you to do with your life. Would you be a part of that? So you get the opportunity to invite that one person, because you start praying about that to the God of the universe and say, God, who are you leading me to invite to be a part of this series? They could be local, they could be far away. We got technology. Invite them in, help them to lean into what God has for them. And so get excited and be praying for me. Be praying that God continues to sustain me and give me what I need so that I can be faithful to do the things that I believe He's called me to do in this book of Ephesians. So let's get excited. More details are coming soon. Here we go. Let's march, church. Almost 5 months now, we've been looking at God alone and God's glory. And so far, Paul's been saying God's done this and God's done that, and God said this and God said that, and God provided this and God provided that. And now in chapter 4, we're transitioning from all of what God's done and said and provided. And now Paul says, now you do this. Now you do this. Now that's good news, because most of us want to know what we're supposed to do, right? We all want to know what we're supposed to do. We're looking for that clarity all the time. We're always searching for that. We do it as kids, we grow as adults, and we're constantly searching for what are we supposed to be doing with our lives. So listen to me, it's really simple. God made you with a purpose for such a time as this that you're living in to just be you. You tracking with me? God made you to be you. Simply, yet somehow, supernaturally, just you. And I don't care how you feel, I don't care what your circumstances are, no matter what you're going through, Jesus is calling you simply to be you by abiding in Him. That means abiding means to literally hang out with Him, to literally dwell with Him. Because if you do this and you abide in that chapter 1 through 3 knowledge and truth about God, you're going to have the deep roots to have all the fruit you would ever want in life. That's where transformation happens, at the root level, when you know who God is.